Hi guys, it's Becky. Got a few questions I'm gonna answer because it's the Ask Me Anything for VidTube. Um, First one pack abs asks me knock knock and answer in videos. So who's there? Worst punchline ever. One pack abs. All right. Next question. Jackpot Clown says my mother-in-law's broom is only flying to the left and in circles. Tried having her adjust the seat and lean more to the right. Can you offer any advice that might help the situation? She's starting to get dizzy. Well, first of all, it's usually recommended that you rotate your bristles every, I think it's um, 20,000 miles, but I don't know if that's going to be nautical miles as the crow flies or if that's miles on the ground. So you may want to take that into the local broom service station and just see if they can rotate the bristles there. And that might help get her, flying straight and narrow. If not, it could be that your doohickey needs adjusting and tightening, but they can usually do that in the service center. Um, Next one, Linsage asks English or continental and why? Have you ever done two at a time socks and show us your knits? Well, I knit continental. I started knitting English, but because I'm really crap at throwing, um, I had to hold my needle braced against my hip in order to do that, which is actually a valid knitting style. It's cottage knitting, but it made it so that I couldn't do knitting in the round. I had to use straight needles because I didn't know that they had sheaths that you could put the end of a double pointed needle in, one of those really long pins, to do the cottage style. And I was new at everything. So I learned continental knitting because it's that much easier for me to do. Um, do I knit two at a time socks? Yes. Two at a time and toe up is the only way I do it. Mm-hmm. Um, Show us your knits. Well, there's these. They are currently in progress. In addition to socks, socks are usually what I knit on the bus because they're pretty mindless. I mean, I don't even have to look sometimes at my knitting with what I'm doing, so I can look out the window and, not get motion sick. Um, they're also what I bring to my knitting group because we usually drink beer. And I learned the hard way that lace and alcohol don't mix. But I also knit lace, which usually ends up looking a bit like a crumpled mess until you block it. And then it ends up looking really, really pretty. So yeah, that's just some of my knits. Um, let's see, who else has a question? Darth Luigi, when, how, and why did you start keto? Were you skeptic at first, and how so? Started keto at the beginning of this year-ish. Um, I guess my husband was doing it for a couple of weeks, and he kept saying, hey, you should try this, you should try this. He actually had stopped by the time I started, because he was like, yeah, I can't do this. He's addicted to cookies. But I was incredibly skeptical because I was around when the first like Atkins fad came around, and I'd seen people who had a lot of great success on doing Atkins and then stopped doing Atkins and just gained everything back. And so I was like, well, whatever changes I make, I am not going to be dieting anymore because I was and am like the poster child for yo-yo dieters, you know? My weight has gone up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And each time I do it, you know, cut calories, become anorexic, smoke, whatever it is that I'm doing, I revert back and, you know, try to be a normal person, and you end up doing damage to your metabolism, so you end up gaining weight on 1,200 calories a day. Yes, this happened to me. Um, and so I wanted whatever I did, whatever changes I made, to be a permanent change, for it to be a lifestyle and not a diet. And when I started researching it and really looking into it, it started to make sense that specifically my body would probably react really positively to reducing carbohydrates, increasing fats, and, you know, doing that. Most particularly because I have genetic predisposition to type 2 diabetes. My grandma had it, my mom has prediabetes. She's managed it ever since she got that with, you know, reducing her carbohydrates and all of that stuff. My dad has adult onset diabetes. It's like, you know, all sides of the family. Um, if I don't, you know, eat like I'm already diabetic, then I probably will become like that. So I actually, when I started, that week was also the week I got the real flu. And I was confused for like a couple of days. I was like, is this keto flu? Or is this the real thing? Because I had a fever. I had chills and aches and things like that. I don't think you get that when you actually do that. So, um, you know, I say I started in February, but I had 2 weeks of the actual flu. And then I started because I needed to eat something while I was in the midst of flu, and I settled on toast because that was about all I could handle. Um, but yeah, so it was pretty much March. Um, had a good reaction. I didn't lose a lot of water weight because I don't carry a lot in the first place. Um, but I felt good. I kept being able to do my lifts, and it's been pretty alright, you know? And it's something that I want to continue. I mean, I've thought about possibly switching to paleo or something like that, but I like my cheese. Cheese is good, and heavy cream, and butter in my coffee. Yeah, so I like keto. Keto's good. um, Yay. Next question. Let's see, what is that one? Pete T says, what do you do to get psyched up for a heavy day or a big lift? Well, I naturally am psyched up for a heavy day. I don't have to do anything. In fact, I have to take like melatonin or something the night before a big heavy lifting day so that I can get some sleep. Otherwise, I'll be like this in bed, like, I get to lift tomorrow, I get to lift tomorrow, I get to lift tomorrow. Because I'm like that. In fact, like yesterday's lifts, I actually was psyched and excited about that for 3 days in a row. I was like, yes, Friday, lift day, yes. But for big lifts, when it's something that, you know, I've been working up to it, and I'm tired, and I need to just get in there and do it, you know, it depends on the lift and how my setup goes. The deadlift, I get up, put my feet under the bar, I screw them into the floor. Sometimes I'll wiggle a little bit, get over there, make sure I've got a good grip, couple of deep breaths, and then I pull. But to get really, really psyched up for it, I pace in front of the barbell, and I just go back and forth, and I stare at it, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get you. You're not gonna defeat me. I am stronger than you are. You're not the boss of me. That's that's my thing, you know. The barbell is not the boss of me. I will show it who's in charge. But yeah, that's how I get psyched up for it. Also, Pete T asks, what is a movie in which you would have liked to have played a leading role? Um, when I was a little girl, I loved the movie Annie. I would sing songs from that movie all the time. I annoyed the crap out of my brothers and sisters and my mom, my poor mom. Oh, holy cow. She'd tell me to clean my room and I would sing It's a Hard Knock Life the entire time I was doing it. You know? It's like, time for bed. The sun will come up tomorrow. But yeah, so I probably would have liked to be the lead in Annie. Yeah, because that was a good movie. Anyway, bye guys. Thanks for watching.